If you clicked on this video, you're most likely interested in learning about drawing and how to get better at it. So in this video, I will give you 5 steps you can follow to draw anything you like using shapes and structure. So stick till the end for all of them. Number 1, and I would say the most simple one, creating margins. I would aim to keep the drawing within an invisible margin. If you want to have some sort of guide, you can create 4 markings around your page, leaving around the same distance from each border in order to give your drawing space to breathe and not cram everything out or create tension. Trust me, this has happened to me. Which brings me to step number 2, blocking. If you want to draw, let's say, a car, you can break it down into the most simple shapes you can. If you think about it, you can actually place anything you want to draw into boxes. Why do I mention this? Well, if you're just starting out, the easiest way to draw anything is if you break it down into the most simple shapes you can. And if you use boxes, this allows you to get the proportions right. That is something that makes your object look like the reference. Once you have the initial placement of your object in your page or canvas, well, you can start to break it down. Like the subscribe button that you can find right here. To measure, you can use a pencil and your fingers to get the measurements you need. The initial point would be the beginning of the pencil, and the other point would be where your fingers intercept with the pencil. And then you can use that to transfer onto the drawing. If you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell so you know when I add new content.
My aim for this channel is to turn it into a resource for anyone that wants to learn about drawing, painting, and the stuff I know, while also sharing my artwork.
And now back to the video. Step 3, proportions. Once you have the initial volumes placed, you can start to measure proportions within the object or subject. Let's say in this case you want to draw a sphere. You can place your cube with structure and you instantly get the center of the sphere that you can use as a reference to draw the sphere. And the same applies to any object. For example, this espresso machine. This is useful for any drawing as it allows you to break any object down into simple shapes. Getting to something like this if you use these principles. Step 4, details. Once you have all the elements, you can move on to detailing, getting into the nooks and crannies of the object that you're drawing. This is usually a fun part. And last but not least, the final finish. I will look to get into shading and light positioning in my next video. So in this case, what I'll do is just a simple ink on top of the drawing to make it pop from the page. Inking is something that I will tackle in a future video as well in more detail, so keep an eye out for that. And this is the final result. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments. So to recap, step 1, if you use some kind of imaginary margins, you avoid cluttering your drawing. Step 2, blocking. You can pose any object using boxes. Step 3, proportions. Once you have the most important volumes blocked out, you can proceed to measure and proportion the rest of your drawing. Step 4, detailing. You add details to an entire drawing, defining the shape. And step number 5, final finish. Here is up to each person what you want to do. You can take a darker pencil and go over it to make it pop. Or you can do what I did and use a marker for the same purpose. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and consider subscribing, as I will continue to go over the basics of the techniques I've learned over the years. Also, if you're interested, here is my previous video about how to draw for beginners if it's something that you would like to see. I leave here in the description of this video some links to my shop, an illustrated deck of cards if you want to check it out, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.